exposing.
We are not taking your job away from you.
No,
we are encouraging you. We are encouraging you to continue doing your DNA analysis and keep destroying families and so on.
Let me ask you. Keep on awakening people.
I saw you are very passionate about it today.
No. It has to be.
He's a woke culture as far as I'm concerned.
If you say that, you're disrupting. No. We're exposing bad people in a family. Okay, you trying to tell me if this paternity fraud happens? Sorry, you not actually conduct a DNA test and all the kids are yours.
People are happy in their homes.
Why would you be very happy?
They don't have a different father for them somewhere. They are happy in their homes. You've got to bring.
And why would the lady at first? You are a woman.
Let me ask you a question.
Why would you sleep with another person when you have been betrothed to another person?
Well,
that is so wrong.
In the Bible, when
that is so wrong.
Magdalene,
and you guys are not talking.
Jesus Christ, when they wanted to stone Magdalene in the Bible, he said, if you are he who is free from sin, throw the first stone, and they all ran away. Now let me ask you a question.
You look at it from that angle. That's not the kind of sin we're talking about here.
Just hold on. Go on the premise of this passage of the Bible I have quoted. The project work you did,
yes,
for the DNA test you did, you discovered that the woman had other children for a different man, right?
For the one who the last child.
Yes. Did you discover who that man was?
Oh,
the man who had that child for that woman?
That's not my business to actually discover that. Let me tell you.
This issue of DNA test is more like dealing with women. I would say that.
No, you deal with that other man. The man needs to go tell the man.
There are other ways that we can use DNA for medical reasons and other medical benefits. But to use it,
it's not medical. We use it to get criminals. Let me tell you. We never talked about the criminal side of it because that's why I'm a forensic expert. My DNA, we only narrowing down paternity fraud. If they actually go into aspects which I've used this same DNA to get criminals,
let's leave that one for now.
We won't live here. So let's just narrow it down to that particular time.
That's an important thing that I want to ask.
Yes.
Barry Oscar. Are you saying that men shouldn't want to know whether they are the biological fathers of their children?
That's a good question.
Good. My position is that if you are married to your wife, you guys are home and dry.
You should blindly trust her.
Obviously, marriage is all about trust.
So she should go around sleep with other people. Then you should take the child. And it's not biologically yours.
Hang on.
Let me finish. If there is, there is no need, there is no reason why you should get up one morning, if for any reason, my wife suspects me, it's going to raise an issue.
Okay.
And for me to go and start suspecting my wife, okay, I want to go and do DNA for my children.
Okay.
If my wife does, assuming that I'm a woman,
yes,
flip it,
yes,
and my husband gets up one morning to go and do a DNA test, and at the end of the day, they all belong to him. That will be the end of that marriage for me. I tell my wife, any day you think that I'm not faithful to you in this marriage, and you go to do things to find out whether I'm faithful, I would allow you, when you are done with it and discover that I'm faithful to you, that will be the end of the marriage.
Okay.
You are actually applying this thing from the angle, maybe from your moral or religious aspect. But let me tell you, the world
family is all about morality. It's built on foundation of morality.
Does not operate on those principles. Let me tell you something. Let me explain something to you. Why do you think men are scared whenever a woman cheats on them? Let me tell you the scientific reason why. Do you know during sex? Just not interrupt me. Let me explain this explanation out. Let me tell you this explanation. Do you know that whenever a woman has sex with a man, she releases 4 major hormones. One of the hormones is dopamine, that's for pleasure. One is endorphin, that's for stress. One is
oxytocin.
I'm coming down to oxytocin. I wanted to say that one. Serotonin, you understand, which is for happiness, and oxytocin is for bonding. Good. Do you see the amount of oxytocin a woman releases is far greater than the amount of oxytocin a man releases. A man can have sex with a woman now and release very little amount of oxytocin and doesn't bond with the woman. He won't even remember he even had anything with that lady. He will just see the lady and pass over. But a lady thought it in her mind, because men are not custodian of sex. They're only custodian of relationship. If women themselves actually, because if if a man and a woman is locked in a room and sex happens, you think you're going to blame the man. The man will actually make his own attempt. The person who has the right of refusal or right of acceptance is the woman.
So,
if the woman says yes, that is one aspect. Then when she now actually does that, she now bonds with the man. You are a husband, she now bonds with the man. Do you know the problems you're going to have in your life as a man when a lady bonds with a man? Now, there's two different things. Now, paternity fraud,
there are two questions that I want to ask you.
Paternity fraud and DNA test didn't expose just one particular fraud committed. It exposed two. One is infidelity, and two is a fraudulent child.
Okay,
because
but it's
there was
that child fraudulent because
no, it's the fraudulent because you got it fraudulently. Look at what happened. Why had to call it a fraudulent child? It's a fraudulent child because in this particular time you are fraud.
We respect you as
a deceit, another deceit. You understand? If you're looking at it, you do not get the child. Look, let me tell you why it's a deceit. The lady actually had this particular entanglement with another guy. Brought the child deep inside of her. She and the guy knew. She kept it a secret. Why wouldn't the lady tell the man? Because if, for instance, I'm a man, it's my biological prerogative as a man to impregnate as many men as I want. Let me tell you, that's the biological way we are. And if a man like me actually impregnates a woman outside,
yes,
Mm-hmm.
and the lady tells me that this is your child, come and take responsibility of the child. You understand? I will man up and say, this is my own child.
Say something. Barrister, you just make your point.
I'm after the social implications of this paternity fraud.
Yeah.
I want a yes or no answer from you to these two questions. Number one, should a man have the right to know whether he's the biological father of his children?
Yeah. Should I answer?
I want a yes or no answer from
yes.
you.
Of course,
Then
yes.
Secondly,
100% yes.
Secondly, should the biological father, in a situation where he is not the husband of the woman, have a right over the child when he finds out that this child is mine? Yes or no answer?
I will answer
yes.
Let him answer because you answer it.
Yes.
Should he have a
And
right
I'll give
over that
reasons.
child?
I'll give
So
reasons.
you are in support of taking that child and breaking the home, assuming the social parent wants to keep the child.
If the social parent wants to keep the child, that is now that's under the law. This is not actually science anymore.
Because if he has a right,
let me tell you something.
That means the social parent cannot keep the child.
My own job is to identify the biological parent of the child. You understand?
That is your position.
That is my own position.
If you have a question
the biological parent says they want to take care of the child, you understand? I say yes. I have to give a reason why. Because this is how the world is created. We are looking at the social aspect. Let me tell you something. Science beats sociology or even beats religion at any time. You understand? Because look at how animals are. Look at how they are biologically wired. We are all social animals. We are all intelligent animals. We are trying to neglect that part that we were once like that. Biologically, this is what we are. And we're trying to move into other aspect that probably trying to protect and make it look like.
Anyway, I think
make it look like
animals.
Let me say something. Let me make
Thank you. We are not amoral. We are moral human beings. We are moral creatures.
We are moral creatures.
I want to ask you this question because you are after not scattering.
You already know my position, so you know the answer.
I want to say something.
You should be
find out. Dan,
in the name of peace.
Hang on.
You find out that this biological father has found out that he's the father, but the man who is the social parent wants to keep the child.
Yes.
So what is your position?
My position, if the social parent wants to keep the child, he can keep it because, he's been responsible for that child and he's taking care of it. He never denied that. He never, probably this issue of DNA test came out of the blues by people like a dog who wants to scatter families. Now, let me say something.
I'll take that as a compliment.
We'll take it to the bank.
He's a forensic scientist.
He's not blessing scattering the families. Now, let me say
like I said, I don't scatter families.
Let me say this. Let me make this concluding remark. Your position and the way you are sounding, the way you are passionate about it, is coming from a cultural background where the culture is if a man catches a woman with another, let me finish. No, you can't argue with this. This is our culture. If a man, Igbo culture,
I'm going to bring it down to the UK.
I'm going to tell you that as well.
Yes.
If a man catches a woman with another man, the woman will leave the house. If your wife catches you with another woman, the woman leaves the house.
No,
but that's our Igbo culture.
But culturally,
I know.
culturally, if a woman gives birth, whether that child is the man's own or the husband's own or not,
is
the husband. Yes.
Yeah. So
that is in your culture.
But
that's not in science.
Terms of infidelity.
That's not how science interprets it.
I'm not a forensic expert.
That is why you need to bring it into the world, because we are taking over the world in terms of trying to tell the truth.
Come to the UK here, more men
you can't be bringing a primitive style in this modern society. It doesn't work.
In the UK here and in the US, more men are kicked out of their houses for infidelity. Is that not true?
So you will not encourage men to do.
No, it's not. DNA the man doesn't get. No, it's not true.
You will not.
Wait, one of you are lawyers. You are aware that if a man, according to UK law, that if a man discover that a child is not biologically his, he can go to court and apply that he's not going to pay for child.
Exactly. You cannot enforce. That's what I'm saying.
He can't pay for child support. You know that. He can even.
If he wants to pay, then that's
his own decision.
Thank you guys very much.
But you said I need to make it clear that I'm not coming from a cultural perspective, because the UK law and the US we're actually seeing that, and especially in this UK we're living, men also have right to say, I don't want to pay for child support for a child that's not biologically mine. It has nothing to do with me, myself. As someone who has worked in the UK for years, I actually know what it is.
I tell you, 50% of men in this UK
they don't pay.
Have stepdaughters and
because they know that the biological father.
Honesty, I think this DNA works negatively against women. The reason I say
exactly
this is because
definitely there's no way it can work against the women, because
hang on that
because it is women who understand who actually
more promiscuous
and the custodian of sex.
It's
not the men. They know who actually ejaculated in them. So it is their own job to actually say this child belongs to this man. And tell the truth, stick to truth, don't lie about it. That's what we are standing on.
A man might be more promiscuous than the wife. Might sleep with 100 women. Then the woman might only sleep once. Except that she had gotten pregnant.
So
because of that pregnancy, she will bear the consequences forever.
You guys about the hormones women release. You guys are forgetting how emotional women are attached to their sex partners than men.
Thank you so much for this episode. I think there's so much to unpack, and it's been a very engaging and thought-provoking session. Thank you, Barrister. Thank you, forensic expert. I would suggest that you take it easy in the structure of marriage. You look at all
telling the truth.
The getting kind and so on. Thank you all. And see you again in the next episode.
Thanks.